Since I can't seem to find anything on our teacher laptops, our new teacher laptops, that will allow us to record a screen capture while we're doing stuff on our computer, I've decided to make a movie about how to turn a PowerPoint presentation into a movie, and I've used PowerPoint to do so. Now, first things first, you have to create your PowerPoint and make sure the slides and the images and the text are the way you want them to be. If you import a PowerPoint from a previous version like 2007 or earlier, it will most likely not be this widescreen kind of presentation like this one is. And if it's an older PowerPoint, when you turn it into a movie, you're going to see black bars on the side. But don't worry about that. That's just because you're using an older version of PowerPoint that hasn't been converted to widescreen. Now, after you have your PowerPoint the way you want it to be, you need to record timing and audio narration over each of the slides. And so in order to do that, you need to choose the slideshow menu up here. And you can, of course, read the menu options. You can view the slide from the beginning, which is what it starts with. But what you want is to record the slideshow. Now you can rehearse your timings and record the timings separately if you want. But we're going to record the slideshow, and when you click on this button, you get these two options. You can start the recording from the beginning, and that's if you're starting your presentation, or you can, stop and come back, and then you need to record from a different slide, and that's what the second option is. Now, if you've made a mistake on a slide, or you made a mistake in a presentation, or you don't like your timing or whatever, and you have audio and stuff recorded, then that clear option on the bottom is going to be available to you. And if you make a mistake and you want to re-record, make sure you clear off the things that you've done before so that you have a clean presentation to work off of. Now, once you click on the record button, you're going to get this pop-up menu. And if you're going to make a movie, these two things need to be checked off. Now, it defaults that way, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. But if you wanted to just record an audio-free presentation that just had the timing and you wanted to pre-record it, then you click off the narration and you just click on, you just want to make sure you have slide and animation. But if you just want to record audio and not the timing, then you can pick the narration and laser pointer options. And then when you're ready, you start recording. Now, when you start recording, you can change your pointer. I have the little laser pointer option, and when you know you're recording, in the top left-hand corner of the presentation, you're going to see this little record box. You can pause and start back up. The first set of numbers tells you how long you've been recording on that one particular slide. The second number, on the number on the right, tells you how long your recording is in total. And if you want to change your pointer options, you right-click like you normally do to change to like a pen or to the laser pointer or whatever. And the thing is when you're recording, it's kind of cool. It will automatically pause the recording when you change your pointer, so that when you go back and you've chosen your new pointer or the pen or whatever, it automatically restarts the recording as well. And so you'll have to manually navigate through the slides. So you're going to record all the audio on a slide and then click the right arrow to the next slide, record its audio until you get to the end of your presentation. When you're done recording, you'll notice that in the record box there's a little X, and that's how you stop the recording and go back to the editor mode. And once you've got everything recorded, that's what you want to do. Press the X to stop the recording. One key thing is making sure that your recording is there. And if you've recorded audio on each of the slides, when you go back to the editing bay of PowerPoint, you're going to see this icon here, the speakers. That means that there's audio recorded on it. And in editing mode, if you click on that, you can actually just hear the audio that has been recorded for that individual slide. So once you've got everything recorded, of course you want to play it back. Now I've noticed a few hiccups in timing. Sometimes it doesn't sync up quite the way you want it to. It's a little bit off. And I don't know how to adjust that. I looked for a way to adjust that and I couldn't. And sometimes there are going to be little issues when it renders into a movie. Just make sure you don't go too crazy with the little laser pointer, because sometimes it's a bit off sync. But as soon as you have the presentation and the narration the way you want it to be, click on this file option and you'll get the following menu. So this is the menu you get when you press File, and in order to make it into a movie, you have to not save or save as, but you want to export. So as soon as you have everything recorded the way you want it, you click on Export, and then you of course want to click on Create a Video, and then the menu on the side is going to change into this. So you really have two options here. The first option is the resolution at which your video is going to export to. The larger the video, the bigger the file. And so if you have three options. You have sort of large, medium, and small. Small is for things like a smartphone. Medium is for if you want to put it on YouTube. And so that's my suggestion. You're going to want to change this computer and HD display to the medium one that's called Internet and DVD. And the next part can be a little bit confusing when I first saw it. It will default, if you have recorded timings and narrations, to this menu. It says use recorded timing and narration. And if this is chosen, just ignore the seconds spent on each slide, because this becomes irrelevant. You only have this option if you don't use the recorded timing and narration. And so if you click on the arrow on the side, you can choose not to use your recording and just have the slides be on for a set amount of time. But that kind of defeats the purpose of making a movie. So make sure you have your display the way you want it, and you have this use recorded timing and narration. Remember to ignore this, and when you're ready, click on Create Video at the bottom. Now when you are creating your video, at the very bottom you're going to see this progress bar. You can stop the recording if you want, or the rendering into the movie if you want to, by just clicking the X, and your movie's not done of course until this progress bar is done. The larger the file, the longer it'll take. You get to choose between an MP4 and a WMV. Those are the only options you have, so a Windows Media Video or an MP4. Just pick whichever one you like best. I don't think it really matters, and then export your movie and just wait for it. Make sure you record it someplace where you can find it, like to your documents or to the desktop or something, and that's it. You'll have a movie made from PowerPoint.